Get closer to the action with KFAN. Breaking sports news, exclusive contests, and more. Follow at KFAN 1003 on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X to stay connected.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Comedies tend to be hour number 2 underway. 534 brought to you by our friends at Willow River Company, your outdoor living experts.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Brought to you by Willow River Company. Question number 1.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
It's now time to delve deep into Twins territory.
Crack out a home run, shout a hit, hooray! Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
The Twins beat the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 4-2 yesterday at Target Field. They entered the All-Star break having won 6 of 8. They're just 1 game under 500. They've won 8 of their last 9 series, including 5 in a row. And they are now tied for the final American League playoff spot. Comment on a 5-star scale. What is your level of satisfaction with the Twins' first half of the season?
5. I thought they would be 20 games out of first place. I thought they would have fired the manager. Tom Pollard would have stepped aside, and the filmmaker guy would have started running. What is his name? Is that Bob Pollard? Which one is the filmmaker? I thought he would have said, enough making movies. I'm going to see if I can. I didn't see this coming. And again, they're a game under, is it 1 or 2 games under 500?
1.
Yeah, it's not as though they're 15 games over, but, the league's bad, the division's bad.
It's Bill Pollard is the filmmaker.
It's Taj Bradley was really good again yesterday. They've got kids that can pitch a little bit. Not going to all change in a hurry. Buxton's still hurt, but Lewis is playing. Since that trip to the minors, he's been a better player. He's better at the plate, and I don't know. Maybe I need to apologize to Tom Pollard because if you'll remember, Tenneby, when all the odds makers, basically, when they're doing the over-unders, they had the Twins winning, 12 games. And Bill was beside himself. He's like, that's crazy. We're going to be competitive. And I thought, well, Bill, no, you're the one that's crazy. Tom, you've not paid close enough attention to your team. They're just not very good, yet here they are. And they've made not 1, not 2, but they made 3 pitching acquisitions here in the past 10 to 14 days. And, the one guy they got from Tampa or Toronto or something. Apparently he's legitimate. Now, he's not Raleigh Fingers, but that they've actually went out and traded 4 players rather than trading away players is a remarkable feat in itself. I know the bar is really low. I get it, right? So maybe I shouldn't give him any credit at all. Normally I wouldn't, but I like ball. I'd rather see him play well, and so it's hard not to be encouraged anyways. Do you feel the same way or not? Or are you like I used to be, get to the American League Championship Series and get back?
It is quite astonishing that they've set the bar so low that 1 game under 500 and tied for the final wild card spot has us all giddy.
Yeah.
That does show how far we've fallen in our expectations for a team that, 6 years ago was Bomba Squad.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they made the playoffs. They broke the streak, and we've already reverted this low. But that's where we're at.
Now you got me bitter again.
But I mean, they're, if you believe in recency bias, they're playing well right now.
Yeah.
I almost don't want the All-Star break the way they're going.
Yeah.
Question number 2. It's time now to take a peek at the pitch.
Hey, Jude Bellingham scored twice, an equalizer in the first half, and the go-ahead goal in the 3rd minute of extra time to lift England past Norway 2-1 on Saturday. Argentina scored twice in extra time to beat Switzerland 3-1. Common, did you watch either of the Saturday soccer games, and if so, your thoughts?
I did. Well, in between dozing off. The only time I was watching was when the announcer would go, "He scores!" And then I would wake up and go, "What happened?" I tried to like soccer. I don't hate it. I've said this like 13, 14 times. I don't hate soccer, but I'm sorry. It just doesn't grab me. And I know I guess the only reason I am paying attention, it is only once every 4 years. I know why it's only once every 4 years, because no one would want to watch this every year. It's just not. If they call it the beautiful game, if you like it, it's like people don't like to watch golf. I know there are people out there that would rather. They think watching golf is the equivalent to watching paint dry.
I used to be that way. Yeah.
And I understand that. If you don't play golf, I wouldn't watch it either. I watch more golf now than I have. I mean, for 10, 12, 15 years, I never watched any golf except the majors. In the last couple of years, sitting around the house at home in the winter, I said, well, why not? It's January 18th, whatever, and they're playing at Pebble Beach or wherever they were playing. I guess I'll watch. Why not? But,
By the way, speaking of golf, the champion of the Scottish Open yesterday is coming to the 3M Open, Tom Kim.
Tom Kim?
Yeah.
Was he already scheduled to play, or did he?
I don't know. It was posted today by the 3M Open, so I didn't know if he had just agreed to it or if that was a previous one that I hadn't really heard, but, his name got bigger all of a sudden.
Well, there are, he was Tom Kim. I think he's only like 24 years old. It seems like he's been around for 20 years. And he had a great start to his career. I mean, he was like a rookie phenom. And then he kind of how golf goes tend to be. You're God today and gone tomorrow. One day you can play really well. The next day it looks like you've never swung a club before. And he kind of disappeared. Now he's playing better and he wins. It's always nice to win the week before a major because you feel like you're in a good spot. Maybe Rosen will take him in the picks, maybe he'll probably call him Kim Tom, because he won't know his name. But what were you asking about? Oh, this was
soccer originally, yeah.
I considered Argentina the favorite, so I rooted for the underdog. I wanted Switzerland to win. Though I think they were neutral when it came to winning or losing. It sure appeared that way. And then the other game, England-Norway. Everybody loves the Norway guy.
Yeah.
Right? What's his name again?
Holland.
Everybody loves him. I don't know why he's captured the imagination of Soccer Nation.
He's good at soccer. And
he's
a good-looking dude.
And he kind of mugs a little bit when he scores. And
sure.
He was like a... And so I was rooting for Norway, though. Did you hear this, Tenneby? The Norway, I don't know what they, if they have like a parliament or whatever it is, what they call their Congress, but they're changing the name of the country to Norway. They've dropped the R to Norway. Send that to rewrite and punch it up. So I watched some, in between dozing in and out, and the two teams I wanted to win both lost, and they don't do consolation matches, so.
No.
Follow-up question.
A second soccer question. I know you're very excited about that. Gianni Infantino confirmed that FIFA will discuss expanding the Men's World Cup to 64 teams after the 2026 tournament, saying every nation should have the chance to dream of playing at football's biggest event. The 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico is the first to feature 48 teams, having expanded from 32, and a further increase could be in the cards. Common, are you for or against expanding to 64 teams?
The more the merrier. Why stop at 64? You know what they should do? They should have something called a play-in, where it's actually 68 teams, and then you have two other games before that, and then it gets to the 64. Brilliant. And then start like an NIT. So we looked this up the other day because I did it. I've done it for my comedy bit when I'm talking about soulmates. I looked up how many countries there are in the world, and I thought the number was like 197. Why not let every country, even if they don't have a side, each country has to have at least 13, 14 healthy male adults, and let every country have a team. I don't see why we need to increase the number. I mean, what he said was, everybody can have that dream. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Of getting the World Cup, but not winning in the World Cup.
Well, that's it. It's like
Is this because like a Cape Verde kind of shocked the world to a certain extent?
Yeah, maybe that is something.
Because it's a great story.
Yeah, I suppose. But
one of these years, a team like that's going to advance far.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever watch World Cup. I think this is my one foray into watching World Cup. I'm done. So if they can do whatever they want. If they want to increase, but I don't see it. I don't think it's necessary. But I mean, because then again, this already lasts. How long has World Cup been going on? It started like the night after the Super Bowl, and they're still playing. When is it ever going to end?
Well, we're down to 4.
When do they play the same day? Are both games the same? I would hope they are. That would be an unfair advantage, I think, to if you.
France takes on Spain tomorrow.
Okay.
England faces Argentina on Wednesday. And then I guess they have a third place game. I don't know why, but that's on Saturday. The ship is on Sunday.
Okay, I guess that's enough time to rest. Because, they always want to make that equal,
That's going to be going on at the same time as the Open, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you choose, the Open or World Cup ship?
Let me ask you this. Will the discussion be who plays first? Argentina's game is first?
No, France and Spain tomorrow.
So let's say France wins. They're the favorite. And let's say Argentina wins. They go, Argentina's at a disadvantage. They have 24 hours less rest. They won't say that, will they? Somebody will. Somebody will bring it up. It's not that big of a deal.
So I know you're kind of downplaying it, but I think World Cup fever is huge, especially in this market. And with the games at 2 o'clock tomorrow and 2 o'clock on Wednesday, I think we should air those games on this station and have extended pregame. I think people really want to hear World Cup chatter.
And then you and I should go out to TPC of the Twin Cities so that we can kind of scout the golf course.
Yes.
Because we got a lot of great here. Scotty's coming.
We got to get ready for the 3M Open, yeah.
Jason Day's coming. Max Homa. Jordan Spieth. Tom Kim.
Hideki Matsuyama.
How are we going to be able to
intelligently
talk? Well, we don't talk intelligently. How are we both supposed to talk about the term without really knowing the course? I think that's a good idea. It's a great idea. Let's see if we can chat out of it.
Question number 3.
It's time now for What's Your Rank? A 10 hut!
ESPN surveyed NFL league executives, coaches, and scouts to rank the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. They selected Josh Allen, number 1, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Matthew Stafford at 3, Joe Burrow at 4, Lamar Jackson at 5, Dak Prescott at 6, Justin Herbert at 7, Drake May at 8, Jared Goff at 9, and Caleb Williams at 10. The honorable mentions, Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, and Jalen Hurts. Common, do you agree with these quarterback rankings?
This has got List Radio written all over it.
Yeah.
This is a way bigger segment than here.
Than just 1 minute answering 5 questions?
We can kill 2 segments, 115 to 180, maybe 130. I mean, really kill it. Just beat it till it's bloody. So why don't we do that? I mean, that it raises interesting issues. And I do have, I got an opinion on it, but you do too. So let's take a break. We'll come back. That's 534, brought to you by our friends at Willow River Company. They were at my place last week. They said they would be there to pull weeds out of my garden beds, and boy, did they ever. And I loved it because I was able to go out and play golf. I just love it, throwing money at the ball. Willow River Company does a great job, too. They're really good at what they do. They did some landscaping for me as well. They'll do elite lawn care program for you. They'll mow. They have over 10 arborists on staff. Those are people that take care of trees, and they'll do a great job for you. That's for sure. They're a family-owned operation. Ronnie started it all those years ago with just a pickup truck and a tractor, and now it's a great, big, huge company. And as a family-owned operation, they treat you like family, and they'd like you to join their family. If you have any outdoor living needs, they're your outdoor living experts. WillowRiverCompany.com. That's WillowRiverCompany.com.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 questions. Well, actually 3 questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword credit at KFAN.com now for a shot of winning. Keyword is credit. Enter now at KFAN.com.
The Common Man.
You won't like it at first, but when you get used to it, you'll really hate it.
Weekdays at noon.
Bordeaux at Boardwalk Kitchen and Bar as a World Cup champion is crowned. We'll have the finals match on, tons of games and prizes, and of course, great drink specials. The party starts at 2 p.m. We'll see you this Sunday at Boardwalk Kitchen and Bar in Shakopee.
What's the name of the place again?
Boardwalk Kitchen and Bar in Shakopee.
Perfect. If they increase the World Cup to 64 teams, then every regular member of the Power Trip Morning Show would be able to have a team.
Just have their own.
Each one have their own team. Think about how nice that would be. But you raised a very controversial topic.
Uh-oh.
I think you said it was a bunch of, was it GMs or who was asked?
GM, scouts, executives, coaches.
Did it say how many? Was there a grand total?
I'd have to go reread the story to do that.
It was a couple, 13, 14 people. They wanted the ranked quarterbacks. And who? Josh Allen was number one?
Yes.
Do you think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in pro football?
I think I would rank him number one.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought you were a big Mahomes guy. You just love him.
I am a big Mahomes guy. I was actually pleased Mahomes was ranked two. I thought maybe, statistically he's kind of dropped off a little bit over the last couple of years. And last year they didn't make the playoffs. Teams have basically, the entire structure of defenses in the National Football League were changed to stop Mahomes, and they, at least statistically have slowed him down a little bit. But I was pleased that he was still getting the respect of being a number two. Okay. But, Josh Allen, probably has a little more upside than Pat Mahomes in terms of, his ability to run. If you need 1 yard on a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, or goal line, he can get it for you pretty reasonably easily.
His postseason success.
Well, and I don't think they've built a lot around him, which has been a failure of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. I guess, you could make that. I guess you'd have to make the argument, Josh. I don't know. Did you also say Matty Stafford was highly regarded?
What's that? I was distracted.
Why is he in there? What's going on?
Well, you complained about the hotline not working, so I reached the proper authorities, and he's coming in trying to figure out what the problem is.
Matt Stafford, he got first place votes.
Well, he took 3rd overall. Maybe he'd got first place votes.
Well, that's what it said in the story you sent me.
Okay.
I think
you phrased that like a question mark.
I think I was just making sure I read. Oh. I read what I read. I thought you, having put the question together, you were well versed on it.
I did the rankings. I did not read the paragraph on all 10 players. No.
I think you could make an argument that Stafford's the best quarterback in pro football. Now, he is 37, 8, 9. I know he's approaching 40. He's not very mobile. But, man, cunning and guile and the ability to make plays and play. He plays pretty loosey-goosey. You get one title to your credit, it's pretty easy to play. I don't know if I'd make him number one. If you're talking about in the here and now, you could make an argument that he is. If you're talking about, if you add the old, for that, would you want to start a team with him? I don't know, because I don't know how many years he has left. But I think you could make an argument that he's the best quarterback in pro football.
Well, and I'll give you credit on this one because, this isn't the first time you and I have discussed, top quarterbacks in the National Football League, right? Especially this time of the year. There's always these type of lists out. And have we ever seen Matthew Stafford at number 3? I don't recall him ever being up there, and he should be. I think he's a little bit of a late bloomer in terms of people giving him the respect he deserves, and I think you were ahead of the curve on, hey, this guy is one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Yeah.
And now I think people are starting to see it.
Well, back when I watched him for Detroit, and again, he, it wasn't, team-wise was not very successful, but he was he was.
You could tell he had toughness, and he was a gamer.
Yeah, exactly, and he had a lot of skill, and he was a hell of a player. Now, what's the rest of that list look like?
Yeah, so it was Stafford at 3, Joe Burrow at 4, Lamar Jackson at 5. I thought another interesting.
Let's stop there for a second. Burrow and Jackson always seem to be in that same spots, right?
Yep.
They never seem to go. And I don't know. Burrow is a strange case because, and so much Tennessee as we talk about is based on who you have around you. If you have enough Tennessee, he's got Jamar Chase. So I don't know why he hasn't. He's been to one big game. See, I don't. What does it take for a guy like that to get to that top spot? I guess winning more.
Win some championships. No, Josh Allen's there.
Yeah.
I mean, a good chunk of this list is not won championships.
Burrow and then Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's another case of he can run and throw. He's been league MVP
a time or two, I believe.
A couple of times, right? Yeah, but I'd say that's probably the right rankings for the top 5. What's next?
Then I feel like there's a drop-off here, and I was surprised to actually see his name at 6, Dak Prescott at number 6.
Yeah, I don't understand the Prescott thing. I've never been.
He's another guy who's put up numbers, but doesn't win in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get the Prescott thing. Who's after that?
Justin Herbert at 7. Drake May at 8, Jared Goff, your guy in Detroit at 9, and Caleb Williams at 10.
You like Williams at 10? I think I'm higher on Williams than you. I think you like him, but I think he's going to be. If I was starting a team today, I'd take. Because a lot of it because he's so young. There's still plenty of, Josh Allen's, but I don't know how much more time Josh Allen he's going to. You would think Josh Allen's career is not going to last as long as Williams is, because Williams is so young. I'd take Caleb Williams immediately. First guy I'd take. Of course, I was also the guy that liked RG3 too. So,
well, he received Patrick Mahomes comparisons before he was drafted.
Yep.
By Chicago. Remember that story that came out because for a while there was thoughts that he didn't want to go to Chicago. He was trying to find a way to manipulate his way from not getting drafted by Chicago. And there was like a story involved that him and KOC had a good vibe together.
Right.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. This one says, is Dak Prescott overrated? I think we just said, I think so. I don't.
I mean, you could say that, but all the names below him, it's not like one sticks out that should be above him.
Yeah. What is that? Did they just do a top 10 or did they round it out?
They did that top 10 and then they had honorable mentions. Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, I'm assuming in this order. Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels. By the way, a year ago, if we would have done this, I bet Jaden Daniels would have been top 5.
Absolutely.
Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, and Jalen Hurts.
Hurts has won 2 Super Bowls, too, hasn't he?
He might be underrated. Now, they had a bit of a bad year last year.
Yeah.
His worst year as a pro. But I feel like people are writing him off too quickly here.
I think Darnold's a little low, too. I don't know where I would place him. I don't think I'd make him top. I don't think he's the best quarterback in football.
I mean, you could argue him over Drake May.
I think so.
I mean, not only did he beat Drake May, now Drake May, I think, is projected, because of his youth. I think people look at him as a top 5 quarterback eventually. But if you're just talking about the here and now, Sam Darnold, I mean, did he not put up better stats than him last year and beat him in the big game?
Well, I'd rather have them than Dak Prescott.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah. I don't know why. I guess I'm the only guy that really likes Darnold. I liked him with that after that year he had with the purple. I thought we should sign that guy up, give him his 5-year deal, whatever it is. Give him the big contract. We got our franchise quarterback. Let's play. And they decided that he wasn't our guy. He as KOC said, Sam is he has earned the right to test free agency, and he did, and he won a big game. I don't know. I like Darnold a lot. Matter of fact, I think Seattle's got a really good chance to repeat. It doesn't happen often, but I would say I'd give him a chance. Let's take a break, come back. Maybe some more quarterback talk, maybe not. We'll do that on the other side of the break. It's the Common Man program on the Fan.
The Common Man.
That's enough. Put down the mic. You are a rude.
From All America have returned, and we're giving them away all summer long. Stop by KFAN events or find the KFAN street team out and about to get yours. Redeem at Mall of America for exciting prizes and great deals. See the full event schedule at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Couple 13-14 pastime common East Tennessee. Tanner, are you familiar with Rich Hall? You know who he
Rich
is?
Hall?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul?
Yeah.
Is that LeBron's agent?
Yes, that is indeed. He's also the CEO of Clutch Sports.
I bet he's rich.
Yeah, my guess is he's a very wealthy a young man or middle-aged man. I'm not sure how old he is. He's also the CEO of Clutch Sports Group. He's on a media tour talking about LeBron. He was on Sports Center Saturday. And as the story that I'm reading on CBS Sports says, he didn't shed much light on where LeBron was going. He just said, I don't know yet. But he did add, notably, that, quote, James is not chasing the ring. That has been the... No! That has been the...
There goes Minnesota.
Yeah. That has been the... The thought process that is his goal is he wants to play one more year and he wants to vie for a championship. He's not going to go to a city where they have a terrible team and a terrible city with terrible fans and a terrible stadium. Paul said he reiterated that James wants to have a chance to win. He made it, but he made it clear that James is not desperate for a 5th championship. Here's what he said. I think when you have a player like him, he unlocks something on one of all 30 teams. The team he chooses, I don't know yet. There's a seriousness that comes with this. There's a competitiveness that comes. We know how hard it is to win championships. No roster, nor organization is guaranteed to win a championship, but you do want to be competitive. You do want to have an opportunity come late April and early May to compete at a high level and give yourself the best chance of winning. He's not chasing the ring. You hear these things like, why does he have to chase? He's got 4. There's nothing to chase. He's not chasing a ghost or anything like that. But when you've worked this hard to position yourself the way you have, and you can actually decide what you want to do, who wouldn't take advantage of that? So we're not worried about nobody's opinions or anything like that. He's going to make the best decision for himself and see what happens. Now, this ghost thing, Tennessee, if you'll remember, back in 2016, James says here, after returning from a 4-year, 2-title stint with the Heat, led his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers to their first championship in franchise history with a historic 3-1 comeback over the 73-win Golden State Warriors. Later that summer at a high school camp, a prospect asked James what motivated him after accomplishing such a big goal. My motivation is the ghost I'm chasing. The ghost played in Chicago. And of course, he's talking about Michael Jordan. Here's more from James via Lee Jenkins' 2016 profile. It says, James finishes a full-court run with the high schoolers, his first time on the floor since the finals, and lies on a training table to stretch his legs. Why do I feel like I'm about to go into therapy, he asked. Because you started talking about ghosts, he's told. He says, my career is totally different than Jordan's. what I've gone through is totally different than what he went through. What he did was unbelievable, and I watched it unfold. I looked up to him so much. I think it's cool to put myself in position to be one of those great players. But if I could ever put myself in a position to be the greatest player, that would be something extraordinary. Which I think tend to be the gist of this story, and the moral to this story is that he can't get to the place he wants to get. I mean, you can think he's better than Michael Jordan. There are some people that do, but championship wise, he can't match it. Jordan's a perfect 6-0 in the finals. LeBron's not. I don't think LeBron, I suppose he could win 2 more world championships, right? Let's say he goes somewhere this year. Let's say he goes to here. Let's say he wins one here.
Yeah.
Then he repeats or goes from here and goes to another city and tries to win another one. But that seems highly unlikely at 41 years of age. Says James is in his 40s, entering his 24th season. He's not putting in all the work necessary to still perform at such a high level just to sign with any old team. But it's clear from the franchises he's been most heavily linked to, the Warriors, Heat, Cavaliers, and 76ers, that James, that LeBron trying to catch a Jordan is no longer James's sole motivation. And I think it was at one time. If you read that profile, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted, guys want to be known as the greatest of all time, right?
Sure.
I don't know that there's been a debate there. I don't know if, I think you have to, because of the 6-0 in the finals and the 6 championships, it's hard not to argue that Jordan was the greatest of all time. But you could make an argument for LeBron James. I mean, if you're just doing titles, then the greatest of all time is the guy that won the most championships, right? If that's, I think in individual sports, it's a little easier to use that as your barometer. But in team sports, we know it. We talk about it all the time. We just talked about Josh Allen not having a ton around him, right? Set some nice players, but I think Buffalo has basically failed to put enough talent around him to get the most out of him to this point in his career. And you could say the same thing when it comes to basketball. If it's just one guy and he doesn't have a lot to work with, like look at Ant. I mean, Ant's had more to work with lately, but it's not what some of these other guys have had when they were winning championships, like you have at Golden State and other places like that. But I found it. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, on the championship chase, let's say LeBron comes here and they go back to back. Would those championships still be as meaningful in the debate with Jordan, given that he wouldn't be doing it as the alpha here, right? That'll be the next. That would be the next discussion. Yeah, and well, Jordan was the guy. Now I get it. He had good help around him. I'm not trying to downplay Scottie Pippen or anything, but Jordan was the guy during all 6 runs, whereas LeBron here would still be a main cog, but he'd still be second fiddle to Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Yeah, he would be.
That would be the next discussion in the titles.
This one says, if he wasn't going after a ring, why wouldn't he stay in L.A. for one more year and keep playing with the Sun? Well, I guess what they're trying to say is I think he is.
He wants a chance to win, but that's not like his sole.
Right. I think he just still likes.
He doesn't want to do what Kevin Durant did in Golden State.
Right.
Whereas, he was so desperate for a chip that I'm going to go to a team that just won 72 games. Yeah. Right. I think that's kind of the.
Yeah.
That's how I'm interpreting this.
I think that's. I tend to agree with it.
Like if he was chasing ships, he could just go, all right, I'm going to go sign in San Antonio.
Right.
I'm going to go sign in Oklahoma City.
Correct. Because those 2 teams would be your odds-on favorites to win again. It's this last sentence, though, it says, but it's clear from the franchises he's been most heavily linked to, Warriors, Heat, Cavs, and Sixers. And those sort of are the 4, right? I know that there's been, Minnesota's been in the conversation. But I think the reason he's been in the conversation is just because of this, I don't want to say alleged friendship with Edwards, because I do think they're pals, but I don't think it's like this. They're like
Kaprizov and Zuccarello?
Yeah, what do the kids say? Besties?
BFFs?
Yeah, I just don't think they're BFs. Is that best friends forever?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're best friends forever. I don't think. I'm sure there's a mutual admiration between the two. But I don't think it's because, boy, I really want to play with Anthony, and we're so tight. But I think Wolves fans, and I get it. Why wouldn't you want him to be here? James still can play at a pretty. You look at those stats from last year. What was he averaging? 20 points a game. I mean, I don't know how many boards. I don't know. I don't think he was averaging a double a game, but he still plays basketball at a high level. And he would be, I mean...
At 20.9, which is a pretty significant drop-off from most of his years.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure rebounds and assists were probably down, too.
Rebounds are down to 6.1. Assists, we're at 7.2, which is, he said, years below that, so that's not...
He's a... And he feels a need for the Wolves, right? The Wolves need that front court help. So that's why it would be. So that's why if you are looking strictly at the Wolves, probably need him more than just about any of those other teams do, right? And because they could use the help at in the power forward position, and you know what? It would make it. It would be, and we've made this comparison last week, Teneby. It would be very similar, different, but that same level of when Favre came here. Favre was already a future Hall of Famer. He'd won one big game. How many MVPs has Favre won in his career? A couple, hasn't he? I think. I mean, he was the gunslinger. Everybody, he was a hell of a player. And when he came here, I mean, it was, James coming here would rival that as far as big. It'd probably be bigger. I wouldn't deny that. So it'd be fun for us, be fun for the fan base. Whether it would be enough to win a world championship's another thing, but it would put him in the. I think it would. I certainly think it increases the chances.
Would it change the stigma in Minnesota that we have about ourselves of no one ever wants to come here? Would we finally shed that label? Because we do have that insecurity here. We're always insecure that our athletes want to leave and then athletes don't want to come here. Would that turn that whole thing upside down?
Well, yeah, temporarily for sure it would. Because I can't think, has there ever been another...
Well, Favre.
Yeah, Favre.
Yeah.
And that was, and I guess similar circumstances as a guy, in the twilight of his career. So I guess the Favre one. I think though in Favre's case, I do think part of it is he wanted to stick it to Green Bay.
Oh, of course.
And I don't think the one difference that LeBron's not here because he's going to stick it to some other team, right? It's just because he would.
Do we even have a rival?
I don't think we have
Denver, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. So I don't think that would be his motivating factor, but it would. And then again, I don't know if it. I'm sure I've just not seen the story. I'm sure it's out there. You could look it up if you wanted to. Put in the odds of winning a world championship for each team if they got LeBron. Like, does it, if he comes to Minnesota, I don't, what do you think Minnesota's chances are right now by the odds makers? Are they 15-1, 20-1?
I mean, I couldn't give you a set odds number, but I'm guessing they're like, in that 8 to 10 range in terms of team rankings.
Right, okay, yeah.
Whereas I think they moved to top 3 or 4 with LeBron.
Yeah. I think that's about right. I think I would agree.
They're still going to be behind OKC and San Antonio,
right.
But other than that, I don't think anyone in the West would have better odds or higher odds,
right,
or lower odds, however you want to say it,
right. And then there's always those that think there's that possibility that if you're looking for the path of least resistance, you'd want to. Even though the Knickerbockers just won the world championship, there's this idea that the West overall, the East overall is not as strong as the West. But I don't think LeBron. I see on the chasing the title thing. It's what you said. It's not like he's going, boy, I'd like to team up with SGA and all those guys there. Well, how much fun would that be? Or I'm going to play alongside Wembanyama, where it's like.
But I still think he wants to win because that's why he's leaving.
Right, but I guess, but what I'm saying is he's not. Because it's not as though he's, like you said, the Durant thing, where Durant went to the best team because he wanted to win his championship. He needed that to validate his career, I guess, or at least.
I think LeBron wants to win a ship, but he wants to go somewhere where he's the cause of that team winning.
Yeah, or at least a major part of it. As opposed to just being a bystander. Yeah. Yes, a major part of it. So that's where I think they mean when the chasing the ring. Because if you were just trying to get the ring, you would probably have your agent call the Thunder or
Spurs.
The Spurs, because those two teams seem to be locked and loaded. So, this text message says. LeBron is washed up. We don't want him in Minnesota. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, he's definitely not prime LeBron James, and he's going to be 42 years old this season. But he's still better than what we're currently throwing out the floor right now.
Correct. This one says, if you're the Wolves, why would you risk your season on LeBron being healthy come playoff time? Seems like a big gamble to rely on having a key piece that old. Well, I don't know if they have many other options at this point. There was a story, we're going to get to it. Did you see the flowery Ducky and Bunny piece on Beranger? I mean, you read that and you're thinking,
we don't need LeBron.
Ant, McDaniels, Beranger, let's go. I mean, it makes it sound like he's ready to become a.
I thought before last year we were told this guy's a huge project and it's going to be like 3, 4, 5 years.
Not now. Not according to Johnny Krasinski. He's on the way to being. As a matter of fact, after reading that, I thought the same thing. Why would we want to bring LeBron here when we got Beranger? There's no need to have him with Beranger.
Just going to block him out.
Yeah, because Beranger is apparently they're going to play him a lot of power forward. So. But that's another interesting piece.
I don't find why would we sign LeBron when he's going to be too risky because of his age as an argument.
Yeah, I don't either. He's
one. There's a reward that comes with it.
Right.
I mean, there's a reward against the risk, and your other options for that position right now. There's a lot of risk.
Well, and then in this is that. I don't know if I want to call it a fine line, but reality is, Tenneby, it's still the entertainment business. Sports is under the umbrella of entertainment. Go to a game is like going to a movie, right? It's really no like going to a concert. You're going to be entertained. I'm going to buy a ticket and sit down, and I'm going to enjoy watching two teams play basketball. And so the entertainment factor, the excitement factor that LeBron brings for ownership, they're not going to have any trouble selling tickets. I don't even know.
Well, I was just going to say, you remember the Parker Fox preposterous statement after LaMelo Ball trade went down?
Yeah.
He said that the Wolves would not only be the hottest ticket in town, not only the hottest ticket in basketball, they'd be the hottest ticket in all of sports. And we laughed at it and nominated for preposterous statement. Well, with LeBron, there would be.
You could make an argument.
There would be some. They would sell out every game.
Yeah. LeBron, LaMelo, and
let's go.
It would be the hottest.
Jaden?
Yeah. And the tickets would be available to everybody, to anyone, right? Those courtside seats, Lexus Club, they're available.
If LeBron's here, I'm sure Rosen would give up his tickets for me to take my son to a game one day. I'm sure that would happen.
Did he ever do that?
No.
That never happened, did it?
Well, we were in the playoffs when we asked for it. He wasn't going to give up playoff tickets. Yeah. He'll wait till a regular season game against the Sacramento Kings and be like, hey, you want to get your tickets for that one?
Do you think if I would have had tickets to a playoff game, I'd have given them to you and your boy?
Well, you would have just because you would have wanted to go.
Exactly. For sure I'd give them to you. They're all yours. But anyway, one last, says even with LeBron, you just can't replace Nas Reed. According to Max, won't be long and somebody will erect a statue of Nas in Minneapolis somewhere. I saw other text messages came in. I think he was suggesting that they ought to retire Nas's jersey.
I saw that was hot online for a second, that we should retire his jersey. And I like Nas Reed. I'm a big fan. Loved watching him play. he ain't Jersey in the rafters.
Well, and you know how I
he was
feel.
Sixth man of the year.
Yeah, you know how I feel about the retiring numbers.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't like. And again, it's harmless, but we talk about the idolization and pedestalization. First of all, it's Ring of Honor, and then from Ring of Honor you go to, Jersey retire, and then Hall of Fame. Then I don't know. Those are the only three. Is there anything else? Statue. There's the four things that you can accomplish, right? Ring of Honor, Jersey retired, Hall of Fame, and a statue. Those are the four things.
Don't give iHeart Minneapolis any ideas, by the way. That we'll have Meat Sauce and Corey Cove and Chris Hockey statues on the way in. We should. Why shouldn't we? Those guys are legend. Power Trip. They're just legendary. And then I don't even know how many jerseys we have retired for all of our teams. Is Garnett's retired, or hasn't that happened? Well, we hadn't retired it because of previous ownership. Right. That's going to happen this year.
Okay. And then we have
like Malik Sealy.
Oh, yeah, well, that was a tragic accident. I can understand that. The
Wild, we just have Mikko Koivu.
Okay. Do you think that was
Vikings,
worthy?
You really can't.
Was Koivu worthy, do you think, of a jersey retirement?
This goes back to what your standard is for a jersey retirement. Okay. I think there are many that would, I guess, up until this point, face of the franchise, I don't look at him as a jersey in the rafters type of player.
Do the Vikings?
I save those for, iconic.
Right. Do the Vikings have?
Well, they really can't retire jerseys. They're they're limited on the numbers they can use.
I don't think they have one. And then the Twins
got a bunch.
It's Puckett, 34, right? Is like Oliva and Carew,
Oliva. I even think Blyleven.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe,
Tom Kelly.
That's a great list radio. List of Twins and jerseys that have been retired. We could kill a whole segment with that, couldn't we? Let's take a break and regroup. We have one more hour to go. Big Ticket JG, they're waiting in the wings at 3 o'clock. It's the Common Man program along with 10 B right here on The Fan.